So, the average 20-something. The average income is around £19,186.40, and that's with working 31 hours per week. At the end of all bills, there is an average disposable income of around £210 only, and the majority only have around £2,500 in savings. 29% have mortgage repayments, and the majority only go on one holiday per year. 60%, 6 out of 10, go to university, and many hold debts in between 5 and 10,000. Many students, a lot more, 30,000 plus. So what do many worry about in their 20s? Well, number 1 is saving money. Number 2 is actually having enough money to actually save. 3 is finding a job. 4, to be on the housing ladder. Number 5 is the health. And number 6 is the overall life direction.
Expenses. The average 20-year-old on an annual basis earns around £19,186. When you divide that by 12, that works out to just under £1,600 a month. More precisely, £1,583 per month. After you take out expenses, by the end of the month, all you have left in disposable income is £210. Why is that? That's because of debt and poor spending habits. I think it's time we figure out how to fix this. Maybe it's about time we start to think about where our money actually goes. How about spend 2 hours a week evaluating your money and your personal financial situations? This is called, and what we like to call, life admin. This is where you check your ingoings versus your outgoings every 2 hours a week. This gives you enough time to figure out where you're going wrong. And on that note, cut down unnecessary spending. And this kind of leads to my next principle. Don't buy it unless you can do so twice. For example, do you really need a t-shirt that's worth £50 if you only have £120 in your bank? The same applies for cars and for any other luxury or material item you may not necessarily need that could go to a better place and help leverage your money.
Now on to the right knowledge. Growing up, many of us are actually programmed for that mediocre life into the society's expectations, which goes through the school system all the way throughout our university. This can often lead into many people living a mediocre and unfulfilled life. There is also the pointless information that we are taught in schools. Many forms of algebra, what does X mean, the stories surrounding Shakespeare, and even the formation of rivers. Many of this has good use, however, holds little to no relevance and practicality in real life. Do we ever learn? Now, as the schooling system teaches us much information in which does not hold too much relevance in everyday life, we're not really taught about interest rates, how interest really works when it comes to credit, as many people have to fall into the credit system because there's not too much disposable income left at the end of the month. We're not taught how to file taxes and how the taxing system actually works. We're not really taught on how to ground our money into decent assets which will hold value over time and protect us. Liabilities, many of us do excessive spending because we're not taught from the ground up. And also pensions. Many of us will work 40 hours a week for 60 years plus, only to end up with a couple £100 a week to live on. Now this, guys, is this really life? We're in the year 2018, and we're also in the age of information. The key is information. We need information to progress, to succeed. But just remember, guys, that Google is your best friend. There's lots of information there, biased and unbiased. Just take what you need and discard the rest. And just remember, you have social media, blogs, vlogs, YouTube, etc., where you can have an insight into other people's success stories. And just remember to read more and text less.
Your network. Your network, also as people refer to as your net worth. Now, between the ages of 18 to 32, most likely you're going to be confused and will not know the best path on the way to success. But let me explain one of the best ways, and that's to emulate and practice from those who have achieved what you desire in life. And those people you should make your mentors, so you can pick up their patterns, their habits, and their rules. In fact, 80% of CEOs have received mentoring, and 93% of all startups said that mentorship is crucial. So, it's time to look at the people around you. Now I'm going to draw a left and right comparison. On the left hand side, you're going to have yourself surrounded by many individuals in different places in their lives, most likely confused just like you. So where are you going to end up? Exactly in between them. And this will be your circle. On the right hand side, I'm going to draw yourself at the bottom. But in fact, you're going to surround yourself with people that are way higher than you and have actually achieved something. And that's when you're going to be able to pick up their knowledge. So yes, your circle might decrease, but the value will increase. And not just in your 20s, but in your whole life. Statistics show 92% of people in life never achieve their dreams. So to make it into this 8%, what do you have to do? I believe this is a combination of your habits, your rules, and an overall lifestyle change. And the time to act is right now. Learn to invest 20 to 30% of your income. Secondly, do not rely on just one income stream. And practice 1 to 3 hours per day working towards your goals and those visions. And it's time to let go of those toxic people. And lastly, just go fucking do it. So you might have seen this written before online. It says grind in your 20s, build in your 30s, and chill in your 40s. I say scrap that. Time to do that all right now.